What is up, everybody? It's Sam, and we are back with another episode of Pessimistic at Best, the podcast. And I have Luke on the pod.
Hi.
Hey, you.
How's it going?
Amazing. I'm so glad to have you on this pod.
I'm so excited to be here.
I feel like I had to work hard to get you here, but I'm glad that I finally won you over.
Yeah. Well, I've always actually really wanted to be on it, but I was just like kind of playing hard to get. I don't know.
Totally. I love that about you.
I just love a little little chase.
Cat and mouse.
No, it was just because I like fucking hated my life, and then now I'm like, now I actually really like it. So
okay, that's so good.
Yeah.
I want you to love your life at every moment.
I do love my life here. I'm very full.
No,
right now.
totally.
Yeah.
We ate a bunch of pizza, courtesy of Pizza Fucker.
We actually didn't. Sam actually just makes us do body shots off of James. She has this big lie about like everybody gets food made for them,
Yeah.
but no, it's literally just James is laying
It's a
back
giant
there
hoax.
naked with candles. And the cats and I are. She's like, okay, time to go.
We're doing crazy rituals back there.
Yeah, I still can't get the hair out of my teeth.
Yeah, he is a hairy guy.
To be honest,
Nobody's
but
safe.
delicious tequila. That was great.
Yeah,
Just
delicious
kidding,
body
I would never do
shots.
tequila. I can even like be real with this lie.
I can't do tequila shots either.
I'm a vodka person, like
Okay.
through and through.
I think I knew you were a vodka person, but also hearing you say that you can't do tequila honestly rocks because same.
Oh god, I can't.
I want to be able to. I feel like it's the shot. I also feel like it's kind of like a cool person's drink.
Yeah. I just like it's so like big in like the queer community. I feel like too.
Totally.
Like everyone's just like, oh, like I was talking to this guy one time at a Smart Bar, and he was like, I was like trying to like kind of like flirt with him, and I was like, oh, like do you want a drink? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, what do you want? And he was like, can I get a tequila Red Bull? And I was like, oh,
I'm
a
sorry.
what? And he was like, a tequila Red Bull, and I was like, oh, okay. He was like, just order it. Like the bartender will know what it is. I'm like, okay, well, duh,
It's two
tequila
things.
and Red Bull.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, sure. And I like go to the bar, and I remember like the bartender was kind of like half looking at me and like about to turn away because he was like just moving like really fast. And
For
I was just like,
sure.
oh yeah, can I get a vodka soda and a tequila Red Bull? And he was like, yeah. Wait, what? And I was like, see? I was like, yeah, no one knows
It's
what this
not
shit-
for me.
This
It's not
shit's
for me.
gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, Red Bull and a drink. Like all like the only time I do Red Bull and a drink is when I'm doing a snorkel.
No, totally. I actually can't do those because I can't chug to save my life.
Oh, really?
I feel like that's the least Wisconsin thing about me. But if I try to chug something, I will projectile vomit, whatever it is.
Oh my god. No, we just have to. We'll do like a little class.
Yeah.
Together.
Open your throat.
Yeah, just breathe. Yeah, it's mostly like believing in yourself.
Yeah, I think that's where the buck stops, honestly.
Yeah.
Self-doubt is prevalent in that moment.
I miss chasers.
No, same.
So fun.
Home of the snorkel, honestly.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you the story of when I was at Chasers like right before I graduated with my sister-in-law?
Mm-mm.
She like backstory. My sister-in-law is like super gorgeous. And
Love
she
her.
kind of
She's
just, like,
amazing.
she's like so sweet. Like I feel like she doesn't act like she's like the hottest thing ever, but she's like really pretty. And we were just at the bar, and that it pertains to the story, her being pretty, I swear. I'm not just like bragging. Like, yeah, my sister-in-law is so hot.
I mean, I can definitely... She's stunning.
Yeah, she's so gorgeous.
She also met us like on a time when I think all of us were like borderline blacked out, and she was pregnant, so she was stone cold sober.
Well, I thought she she was stone cold sober. But like she was texting me that day, and she was like with all these drunk people, and I think that she was getting kind of like contact high
No, totally.
from like their drunkenness. And I remember she'd like text me all caps. She was like, "Come to Mondays," all caps. And I was like, "Aren't you pregnant?" Like that's an insane thing for a pregnant woman to say.
Right, totally.
Yeah, and she was like, "We're doing shots," and I'm like, "We?"
Who is me?
Yeah, no, she was like, "Well, not me, obviously," but I was like, "Okay, whatever." But yeah, no, that was so fun. They like come and met up with us. My brother was sitting there like he was so
He was so drunk.
yeah, and he was like sleepy, and I was like, "See,
I don't think he said a single word.
where I get it from." I mean, not saying a single word part. We always kind of have something to say.
No, totally.
Yeah, and that's actually I think that's something that I love about you too. You're like I always have something to add on.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It might not be the smartest thing to say, but I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, but hey, like whatever. Honestly, there was like I'm supposed to be telling this story, but I'm like wait. But
We'll
like
circle back.
there's like all these people that are like, oh, like you love somebody when like you can like sit in silence with them, and I'm like yeah, but I don't want to do that.
No.
I would love to just be constantly like yeah. So this one time, blah blah blah, like it just like constantly be talking to each other.
100%. Even if it's literally mumbo jumbo, like
Yeah.
I don't need it to make any sense.
There's been so many times where I've been walking on the street with somebody, and I'd be like, oh yeah, and then they were like, what? And I was just kind of hoping that I would come up with something by the time that I finished. And I was like, I just really want to talk to you?
James is always like, sometimes you'll just come into my room and be like, and he's like, do you ever actually have anything to say in that moment? And the answer is no.
No, I just love talking to you.
Yeah, I just want to hear the sound of my own voice.
This is so fun. Yeah, even that, or just like, I just like love, I'm like, I like when you look at me. I like you talking to me.
Yeah.
It's just so fun.
Totally.
It's so fun. But anyways, we were at Chasers and she was like, Luke, like, are you going to miss Madison? Because I did graduate from Madison. I did graduate college.
Against all odds.
Famously, yes. I do have a bachelor's of science.
Absolutely.
I never use it. My diploma is literally in my apartment and it's like slanted. Like it's like broken in the thing and I just like shoved it in the corner and I was like, well, whatever, I have a job now. But
I never got mine.
Really? Never actually got your like physical diploma?
I think maybe I didn't graduate. And I'm dead serious.
Hey, well, you're employed now, which is all
I'm
that
employed.
really matters, right?
I think I took all the classes I needed to. I think maybe I like didn't return a library book or something.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. But I never got it and I never asked a single question.
Did you ever have to like use your transcript for anything or you're fine?
I was fine.
Okay, well, hell yeah.
I was way too scared to look into it. And I like tried to graduate like a semester early or whatever because I stayed for an extra semester. But I wanted to graduate with all of my friends. And so I walked at spring graduation. My name was on the thing. Like I was allowed to do it. I had put in the application. And at that point, obviously, I still had a couple more credits to do. Pretty sure I did them. And then, yeah, the kind of graduation of it all was just so like lackluster because there was no big ceremony. I had already done all of that. And then I never got a diploma and months went by and I was like, I'm too scared to reach out to anybody about this. So we're just going to cross our fingers and hope that I get a job.
Wait, and then so you graduated what?
December 2018.
2018. Oh, okay, cool. So like I graduated summer of 2019. And then there was like COVID pretty soon after that.
So true.
Like, it was kind of like I never really like followed up. I was like, whatever, I'm out of this. And like now we're in this pandemic and I've moved on from whatever.
That means you were also, was this at the old Chasers?
Yes, this was like the original.
Yeah.
The home of the patio.
Totally.
Yeah, I still have like 80 pens from there because I used to steal them and like ship them to my friends and stuff. But yes, we were at the Chasers. We were at the like, you know where like the wheel was?
Of course.
Said, like, you know, like they would spin it and be like $2 snorkel,
yeah,
like whatever, which is an insane price for a snorkel. It should be way less, but in my opinion. But we were like in the corner, and I remember like it was like her and then me and then like this like really drunk guy. And the really drunk guy like ordered a beer, and she was like, "Oh, like aren't you gonna like miss Madison? Like it's so fun here." And I was like, "No, I'm like super excited to like move. I like, you know, I really hope I like move to like LA or Chicago or like whatever, because I was thinking about moving there." And she was like, "Yeah, but like Madison just has like no rules, like you can just like do whatever you want." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "Literally, watch this." And I swear, like I've never seen her like this before, where she was like, "Watch." And then the guy like next to her was like violently hitting on this woman next to him. And he was like, you know, like, have you seen like that meme of like the girl sitting there like, and then like his, like, it's like there's like
he's
condensation
like
on his like on her ear. Yeah. So he's like, blah, 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 whatever. And then he just ordered a beer. And then so she grabbed the beer away from him, like without him noticing. And then she took a sip of it and she was like, ooh. And she like waved the bartender down and she was like, "Hi, I really don't like this beer. Can I have a vodka soda?" And the bartender was like, "Oh yeah, totally." And like dumped the beer on the ground. Didn't even like just like keep it. Like it was just like, "Oh yeah, here you go." And he was like, and then poured her vodka soda and he was like, "I'm so sorry." And she was like, "Don't worry about it." And then she was just like, "Yeah, that's how you do it." And then just like walked away. And I was like,
that's fucking insane.
I'm gonna go poke holes in all my brother's condoms. I need this woman in my life immediately. I mean, I was already obsessed with her for like years, but that moment I was just like, that's my sister.
That's the one.
That's her.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I love her.
I do feel like it is one of those things where you don't realize the magic of Madison until you leave for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, the magic's definitely still there.
Totally.
I was there this weekend.
Yeah, electric place.
Yeah, and just yeah, the magic. I woke up with a Qdoba queso all over my coat.
I fucking love that. I know the exact Qdoba.
Yeah, it was just was tough. I have a really bad luck with that Qdoba. I don't know how long I can just be like just telling you stories and stories and stories.
No, please.
I'm allowed to be. But did I ever tell you about my laptop?
No.
Okay, so let me paint a picture for you.
Okay.
So it's actually like it was around this time, 2019. I think it was like February because it was like the polar vortex time.
Totally.
And I remember I went to this date party with my friend Annie Rolchek. And Annie, if you're listening to this, you could have stopped all of this. So
you are to blame.
Yeah, eat shit, Annie.
You're personally responsible.
Yeah, no, literally. And then so I was like, okay, like, do you want to go to Qdoba together and like get like chips and queso? Because I really love drunk food, as you definitely know. As
of course,
as I was probably like that man at Chasers, like screaming at your ear, being like, "We'll go get pancakes." Yeah, so sorry in advance. I'm gonna do it again. But so I go to Qdoba. She was like, "No, I'm like tired, like whatever." And I was like, "Fine, I guess you hate me, whatever." Blah blah blah. We'll talk about it later. So I go and I get to my Qdoba, and I was like, "Okay, it's like really cold out." And I go back to my apartment, and I lived at the Surf side, I think, or the Surf. I don't know, one of those two.
Okay.
The one with the red awnings. Do you know what I'm talking about? Mendota Court.
Yes.
Area. Yeah, they were not nice.
Totally.
And I made them significantly worse
yeah.
by just being there. But I remember like crawling into my bed. My like bed spring thing like was just disgusting. It was like two of the wheels were missing on it, and it was just like I was just like literally like slanted on it, like whatever. And it was directly after the polar vortex, so I like kind of got hooked into like YouTube when like, you know, for like the 24 hours the classes were canceled. But I was like getting really into it. And it was during the, I don't know if you were ever familiar with like the Jeffree Star like tea spill.
Sure, of course.
Like videos of like like 20 minutes of brands that like hate me.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And I was like.
A classic era for him.
Oh my God. It was a classic era for like YouTube.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when like all the makeup gurus got like.
So true.
Really big. And it was like right before like the Tati and
yes.
James Charles drama.
Major.
Yeah, huge.
That was huge for the community.
Huge for me when I was, I won't say that. But post something, watching YouTube videos.
Totally.
And I loved it. And I remember I was sitting in my bed. I had my laptop right next to me, and like because I famously have a bachelor's of science, I was trying to be really like innovative with how I was eating this chips and queso.
Completely.
And then so you know how like when you like dip a chip into queso, you kind of have to like tap the sides so you don't get like cheese like literally everywhere. So I was like, yeah, fuck that. I am about to be a graduate of UW-Madison. I'm a genius.
I'm an innovator.
I have the biggest brain in the world.
Yeah.
So I took the queso and I put it on my chest, and I had the laptop right here. And instead of like taking the chip and then like tapping it and then like eating it, I would take the chip, scoop, and throw it into my mouth. Like I literally be like, like and I like just like, and I literally just was like whipping it like into my mouth. I was so drunk, and I was like getting all over my face, like whatever, and I was like, hell yeah, that was amazing. Like I'm gonna like patent this later. I was like, just wait.
Yeah, that has my name all over it.
Yeah, and none of you can do that unless you know, Venmo pizza fucker. But I ate so fast that I got a little sleepy. And then and then so
as one does.
So I totally like pass the fuck out. And I wake up the next morning and I'm like, you know, like the birds are, well, they're not singing because they're frozen to death. It was like,
no, it was
negative 35 degrees.
tundra.
Yeah. And then so I was like, okay, like whatever, like yawn. It's like 6:57 in the morning. I don't know. Like I always, whenever I'm like hungover, I always wake up like between 6:30 and 7. I don't know why.
Kind of same, in like a complete panic, but then everything's fine.
Yeah, but I'm like, I need like water.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever.
SpongeBob
and then
vibes.
No, straight up. And then so I remember reaching over for my computer, and I was like, this is like way stickier than it usually is. And I was like, what gives? And I look over and I'm like, this is covered in queso. Like it's like jammed into the keys.
Totally.
And I was like, I stood up so fast out of my bed. Like I almost like broke the frame even more. And I remember just like staring at it and being like, and then so like, what do I do? I immediately call my mom.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's the most natural reaction of all time.
I'm like such a spoiled piece of shit little kid. And like I was just like, okay, like I'm like I'm not that I like want her to like drive over and fix it.
No, totally.
From like Minnesota. I just like want to like I'm like I can't like form a whole like thought. I'm like my mind is racing. I need her voice to like help me.
Totally.
And then so like my computer's turning on and off. And then so I call my mom, and I'll try to make this story fast. I'm so sorry. It's gonna take like hours. But I call my mom, and I'm like, hi, and she was like, why are you calling me at fucking 6:30 in the morning? Like you don't wake up before 9, and I know because you complain about missing a lot of your classes, but whatever. And then so I call her and I was like, hi, okay, and I don't know if you've ever done this, but I was like, okay, like I just tell you something, but you have to promise to not be mad at me.
100%.
Do not be mad at me. And she was like, what did you do?
A
And I was
mother's
like,
favorite line to hear.
no, I know, right? And I was like, promise you won't be mad at me. And she was like, well, what did you do? And I was like, say that you won't be mad. She was like, fuck you. Like, what did you do? And I was like, I spilled like queso all over my laptop, like all over it, like in everything, in every nook and cranny. And I'm not shitting you. I heard her like remove the phone
Yeah.
like from her head, and she just is like, oh, like just like fucking laughing at me. Like she's just like, this kid. She's like, Todd, like bring him over, and she's just like, yeah, what did you do? She's like, tell dad. And I was like, oh, so she's a lover. And they were like, ah, like fucking idiot. And she was like, one, like she was like, is the computer still turning on? And I was like, yeah, it's still turning on. And she was like, okay, like one, like I'll help you try to find like a repair spot, whatever. So she was like, two, she was like I never told you this, but like I did get this like college renter's insurance for you and for Peter.
She's a genius.
Yeah, and it was like $100 something bucks, and it was like it covers like if your stuff gets stolen, if your stuff gets spilled on, if your stuff gets like you smash your stuff, like whatever, and it's like anything, and it's like all you have to pay is like $50
Amazing
to get it like completely repaired. And I was
probably at like the Do It Tech Center.
Yeah, I don't know. And I was like, this is crazy because like my brother got like someone like spilled beer on his like laptop or something, and then ended up like covering it, and
classic
then all
case.
this shit. No, like with it. And then so I was like, oh my god, this is great. And then so I'm driving around. Oh, so I call the Apple store, and I was like, hi, like you know, like I need like an emergency Genius Bar appointment, and they were like, oh, because of the like polar vortex that just finished, the next appointment isn't available for 2 weeks. Because I'm like, I don't know what people were doing for that like 32 like whatever like 3-day thing, but like they were like all of them just got booked up. They're like, you can drive down to Chicago, and I was like, fuck no.
With my cheesy laptop.
Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, like I'm gonna be the entire time I'm gonna be in the car being like grabbing a chip and being like, no, no, you know, like just you know whatever. And then so I drive to this one store, and I was like, hi, like, and like I'm like in sweatpants, like I'm like my hair's all fucked up, like I did not like shower, did not like oh no, quick do like a quick lash and like whatever. I was like out the door like whatever, and I was like, because like all my portfolio, like everything for all my projects were all on that computer. I didn't back up anything to like the cloud because I'm like fucking
nobody
stupid.
does.
Yeah, and then so I just like I get to the store like whatever, and I'm like holding my laptop, and it's like whatever, and I was like, hi, like blah blah blah, my name's Luke, and like I spilled like cheese all over my like whatever, I was really drunk, and then like you know I went to a day park because I'm really like cool and like swag, and like this is happening and I need your help. And then they were like, okay, does your computer like still turn on and off? And I was like, yeah, I think. And I like touched the button and it just like flashed.
No.
And it turned off, and that I was like literally like the and then they were like, oh, like we can't help you.
No.
And I was like, oh god. So I like sat in the car, and then like I get a call from my mom, and I was like about to like not pick it up because I was like, oh god, this sucks. And then she was like, oh, like I called this place, and they were like, oh, they like specialize in like preparing computers for like a, you know, like whatever, like they have a guy that
with cheese on them
can help it. Well, I wish. But like so I go to this other store, and I walk in, it's like I think it's on like West Wash or something, I don't know where it is, but I walk in and I see these like nerds there, and I was like, thank god.
No, totally a safe space.
Cool. And I was like, nerds. So I was like, they know what they're doing, do things for you. And so I like go over to like the counter, and I like do my whole like whatever bit thing again. I was like, hi, like my name's Luke, like I got she's all over my laptop, blah 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 blah, like I'm so blah, like all this stuff is on it. And then they were like, I remember like they like looked at me, and then like he like motioned to one of the other employees and was like and he was like, look at this. And then I was just like, what is going on? And they're like, one, like we can help you, like you're good. He's like, but we're gonna like make fun of you while this happens. And like they literally were like, haha, like laughing at me.
Everybody.
Yeah, they're like, look at this like loser, like his hair sucks too. And then so I like the guy, like he was so fucking sassy. Like I'm like, this is the sassiest fucking nerd I've ever met. Ever. And I was like, I didn't know that they made those, but he was like entering like the stuff on the computer, and he was like, oh, okay, reason for visit. He was like, I don't see death by cheese on here. He's like, I'm gonna have to do a manual entry.
No.
And I was just like, oh my god, whatever, fuck you. And then so he was like, okay, so we're gonna like take your stuff, take the laptop, whatever. We're gonna ship it to our facility in Minneapolis, and we'll put everything on like a hard drive, and then like we'll give you back like your computer for like insurance reasons so that I can like prove it to my insurance. And then they're like, oh, it'll take like 9 days. And I was like, okay, cool. Like that is so much better than like not having it
100%.
ever or whatever. And then so I'm like going to go get another laptop. I buy the wrong one. I go return it, blah, 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 get a new one. And it's all covered minus $50. So I was like, hell yeah. And then so the nerds or whatever call me. And I was like, don't, like, I was like, I can't be seen calling you. But they were like, hi, like, they like sent me they emailed me a photo, and they're like, you can check your email. Like, we actually can't send you back the laptop. And I was like, why? And they were like, well, because it happened to mold the cheese.
No.
Like all over, like they're like, we got all your stuff out. Like, it's totally fine. But he was like, this is like the biohazard bag that it's currently in. Because it's like there's like little fuzzy like mold, blah blah blah, all over it. And I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, I have all these like leftover chips. Like I was expecting you guys to like put it in like a jar for me.
Well,
like,
I'm saving that for later.
yeah, I was like, I was like, I thought it was part of the deal that I got to like heat up
for that.
Yeah, heat up the cheese. Like, so what I was like, I was saving these chips. Like what I gotta go get guac or something. Like, this is fucking bullshit. Whatever. Anyways,
it's my next keto, but ordered covered by insurance.
Yeah. So long story short, me and Keto do not get along.
No, that makes perfect sense.
I love Keto. I don't think Qdoba loves me, but
I don't think Qdoba loves anybody back. But I feel like only drunk people go to Qdoba, especially the Qdoba on State Street.
I was telling you like earlier, like I literally felt like that TikTok of like the little short king that like I was so like I was like, I did not think that I could ever get that drunk, and I was just like, I think I've unlocked like something new in me. Like I was like so fucking wasted. And I
love that because I've definitely seen you hammered out of your mind. So that's fucking awesome.
It was like whimsical the way that I was drunk. Like it was just like there was something extra. Like some people get drunk, but not like me. I do it like in a better.
No, like more, it's graceful, more tasteful. It's effervescent.
Yeah, wait, where my eyes are like crossed and I'm falling asleep in like a
sleep standing up is a beautiful thing that you are capable of. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, these knees.
Right,
they
so
lock
sturdy.
In. Yeah, no, but I remember literally being like the little TikTok like the and then like jumping off the bed like the little short kid running around, and I remember literally being like side to side, and then just like walking up the stairs and being like, that cheese. Now, like, give me, and then just like the boy was probably just like so afraid of me. I don't remember at all.
Well, I feel like every time I'm in that Qdoba, I'm just like barking orders over the glass.
Yeah.
And Qdoba is one of those places where I feel like I typically go extra crazy on my burritos because they actually will like kind of help you mix it up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Which is my beef with like a Chipotle. They don't mix it for you. Mm-hmm. So I'm putting every single thing that I could buy, like especially if I'm hammered, like I want it all.
Yeah.
My burrito is like the size of my head. And I just remember there was like a specific time that I was there and I was so drunk and it was after a night out, and I actually don't remember James being with me, but apparently he was. And I got up to the front after like making my burrito as expensive as I possibly could have.
You're like gold leaf.
Yeah, literally.
Like caviar. Yeah.
This burrito is next level. And I tried to pay with my keys. I literally handed them my keys. I don't even like remember doing that. And I just actually now it does make sense that James was there because I do remember someone kind of just being like no and like pushing my hand down.
You just have like the tunnel vision and you just see like the hand coming out the side and pushing it down, and you were like, who fuck this?
Right. And I'm sure what had happened was I probably lost my card earlier that evening.
Yeah.
Because that was like name of the game. Where is Samantha gonna sprinkle her things tonight?
Where do you think is like the most obscure place that you left one of your belongings whilst drunk?
I think my worst one specifically was this one night where James was moving out of his apartment the next day. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember why exactly, but I had his keys. And I got super fucking drunk. I got my friend Alicia so hammered and my friend Sophia so drunk.
You're really like good at that.
No, I love to make everybody feel terrible the next day. And I just remember like bullying everybody into drinking so much. And then we were like on our way home and like I fell and one of my friends fell down. And like I'm wearing flat shoes. It's the middle of summer. Like there's no reason to be slipping. And we were just like stumbling and bumbling our whole way home. We were all planning to sleep over at James's house that night. definitely against his request. Like, I don't think he wanted us there whatsoever.
He was moving out the next day?
The next day.
Oh, nice.
And I, of course, had his keys so that I could get us back in. For sure lost those. 100% lost them. And then the next morning, we all woke up. And everyone's like in their clothes from last night. I think one of my friends had peed. Like, it was just like completely insane. And I was like, I don't have your keys. And he was like, I need to turn those in by like noon to like MPM or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, totally. And I like had to leave to go to work. So I'm like on my way to work, like searching everywhere in the grass, couldn't find them. Like I retraced all of my steps. I make it to the bookstore and I was like, I can't fucking be here. I need to find these keys. So I like asked my boss if I could like leave for a second. I was like, I'm not feeling good. She was so cool. So she was fine with it.
You're like,
yeah.
Can't wait to drink today.
Like breathing alcohol breath on her. and she's like, totally.
She's like holding a lighter up to your mouth and you're like, it's like fire.
And I was like, okay, leaving. And I'm like retracing my steps on like my 15-minute break or whatever. And I'm probably gone for like 45 minutes searching for these keys. I like asked James's roommates if they could give me their keys. I was like, give me them. I'll return everything to MPM. I ended up going and making copies of their keys.
Wait, actually smart.
Yeah. And I was like, we're going to just pretend that this is James's key. And then I obviously did not live in their apartment, but I just like turned it in, didn't say who I was. And I was like, this is for apartment, blah, blah, blah.
Did you go to Bill's key shop?
Yes. Well, that's where I made my copies for sure. The amount of times that I have been there to replace my own keys. There was one time, my friend Kayla, shout out, for my birthday, like in advance of me losing my things for the 1,000th millionth time. Her only birthday present to me was like an extra key fob to our apartment.
Oh, wait, that's actually like such a great, because that's like expensive, isn't it?
It's like $60 or something.
Yeah.
And she just like got me an extra. And then, of course, I'm sure I lost my normal one like 3 weeks later. And I was like, perfect. This is amazing. Because I used to lose my shit constantly. Mm-hmm. So we're getting better. Although, to be honest, I feel like I'm starting to slip back in old habits.
Is there any like strategy you could, like, can you get like a little carabiner or like something that you can like stick things on?
Well, I have a carabiner.
Yeah.
I also had a tile for a while. That was a good thing. And I need to get...
tile.
I mean, it's dead now, of course.
Mine died in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
So I need to get a new one of those because that was like, having a location tracker on your things is amazing for somebody like me.
Yeah. Actually, just kidding. We love Tile. Tile, please sponsor the pod.
Sponsor? No, like we need it.
Yeah, thank you.
We're desperate.
Yeah.
We're your ideal clientele. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. But I do love Bill's Key Shop. I've never actually been there myself.
Okay, brag.
Not bragging. Yeah, sorry. Sorry to like really rub it in.
Well, and they were open like 24 hours.
Oh yeah, no, they were amazing. My brother went, and so he was in a fraternity at Madison, and then they were like, oh, like he was like housekeeper or like something fucking stupid. And
your brother was?
Yeah, or something. Like he was like some kind of like house manager or something. But it was like obviously like not a real like job.
Responsibility.
Yeah, I think it was like he literally just like needed to help people get a bunch of keys when they moved in. Mm-hmm. And then so he had one pair of keys that he needed to copy, and he goes to Bill's Key Shop and he was like, hi, I need 60 of these. And then the Bill, like the guy that works there, he was like, the key says do not copy on them. And he goes, okay, yeah, but I need 60 of them. And then he goes, oh, okay, yeah.
No,
yeah,
literally.
Here you go. Yeah.
No, he was mad chill because my apartment's key said the same thing. It had like the big do not copy stamped right into it.
Yeah.
And he would like fuck with you and be like, I'm not allowed to copy this. And I'd be like, please, 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 please. And then he'd kind of like wink at you and be like, no fucking worries. And then like, I swear to God, he would bring the key back over to you and he'd be like, watch this. And then he would stamp the do not copy into it. And I'm like, God bless your soul. You're definitely fucking with every single student on this campus. But I was like, that's an amazing bit. And he like just like looks like Dumbledore and he's like 90 years old.
I just love that like he was like, that's for sure like where he gets his joy in his day. He's just like, these kids are so desperate. Yeah. Like they are all so fucking like messy. Yeah. And he's just like, yeah, like whatever, I'll just fucking do.
I'm gonna fuck with him first though.
Yeah.
Like I love that he's like, I'm not gonna let you get out of this clean. We're gonna make it a little hard for you.
Oh my God. I remember, and then it was across the street from that liquor store.
Yeah,
right.
Which is incredible.
Is it
juxtaposition?
University Liquor?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I remember I went there one time with my fake ID. I mean, just kidding. None of that. I did that with my alternative ID.
Totally. Yes. Right. We all have an alt. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And then I went and it was like I was staying in Madison for a spring break for some reason, and then I remember I was like gonna go get alcohol, and I was going up to whatever, and then oh wait, no, I was actually going home to Minnesota for spring break, and I remember I handed him my ID, and then I was like really nervous about like using a fake, so then I like went on my way to be like extra friendly to the guy.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh yeah, like if
Kill him with kindness.
yeah, like I was like if I was using a fake, I like would be scared to talk. So obviously I'm gonna like talk it out. And then so he was holding my ID, and I was like, oh, like what are you doing for spring break? He's like, oh, I'm just like chilling here. And then he was like, oh, what are you doing for spring break? And I was like, oh, I'm just going home. And he was like, oh, where's home for you? I was like, Minnesota. And he was like, oh, aren't you from Rhode Island? And I was like,
yeah, my parents moved.
Oh yeah. Bye. And I think I just left my ID there, and I think I just like ran away. He was like, I can't just like give this to you. So I was like, oh,
totally. Did he give you the booze?
actually, wait, did I take it back? I think I actually took it back because I went to Regent Street Liquor immediately after, and I got away with it there.
Totally. And that was actually always the safer place to go.
Yeah, actually,
100%.
it really was. Yeah,
They're not looking.
Riley's was the toughest. I thought.
For sure.
And then University Liquor, and then Regent, and then like I don't know, asking like somebody at the dorm.
Totally.
Sometimes, but then like they would. I think somebody charged me like $65 for like a big handle of Captain Morgan one time. And I was just like, I need it so bad.
That's probably like $13.99 in the store.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like he definitely charged me at least double than what it was.
So
I was like, here's
funny.
$60, like whatever.
Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah, and I was like, I absolutely need to get drunk off of this brown water.
Delicious.
Like it's just, oh god.
It was actually funny. James's brother and his sister had some people over like Christmas break to their parents' house. They had an open house.
Ooh.
Nobody was there. So we're like, they're all literally everyone at that party besides me and James is probably in their 30s. And we were like, open house.
Yeah.
And Sarah had some of her friends over. She's 4 years older than us.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his sister's friends, like, I've heard about her 1,000 times. I know they're really close. And I was like, this is so funny because I bought a fake ID from somebody when I was like entering college or whatever, instead of doing like the fake IDs online.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I just like bought a real ID off of some girl.
Oh, that's actually, I feel like that's well, I mean, unless you get arrested, then it's like impersonation or whatever.
It's technically identity fraud, but
yeah.
but I feel like, yeah, they are like a little bit more, they look legit because they are.
Yeah.
And I just had to make sure I looked like her. And it was so funny because it was this girl who went to my high school, and Sarah is friends with her older sister. And of course, the first thing I thought to say to her was like, oh my God, like I bought your younger sister's ID. Like your younger sister was my fake ID in college. And she was like, no way. And she was like, that is so funny. I have to text her right now. And I was like, I gave it back. Like at the end of it lasted me the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Which was amazing. There were a couple times where it like didn't work or whatever, but they never took it from me. Yeah. And I gave it back to her at the end of it. I think I paid her like $100 or something. And then she was like, I would love to have it back when you're done if it works out. And I was like, okay. So I gave it back. And she was like, this is so funny. And I was like, I probably sound like an insane person being like, but she thought it was funny. So I was like, amazing.
I think that's really funny.
It comes full circle.
I've definitely given a few of my IDs away.
No, totally.
Yeah.
It's the gracious thing to do.
Yeah, and I definitely give it to like people that don't look like me, and they're like, it works like a charm, and I'm like, it does. I'm like, fuck.
No,
I'm like, I look like that. Just kidding.
Yeah, totally.
They were all very good looking.
I do feel like sometimes if it doesn't look quite like you, and you're trying to get away with it, it's almost a little bit more believable. Yeah. Just because people would be like, there's no way that you would like try this. Mm-hmm. I also don't look like my real ID. I've had a lot of stages in terms of like hair. Yeah.
Wait, how old? Because do you still have a Wisconsin ID?
I still have my Wisconsin ID.
And they don't take them pretty often, right?
No.
Don't they last like forever?
Yeah, and I was able to like refresh it. So I think this is like a picture I took in college or something.
Oh, okay.
It's super old. I'm blonde. I kind of look like a surfer boy straight out of like California. Like I have like a huge side sweep. My hair is like sun-kissed.
Oh my God.
Don't think I was wearing makeup. I don't know. The whole vibe is kind of like, I look just like my father, but like in the worst way.
Wait, so when did that like iconic like pixie hair start?
I think
Would you call it I don't know, just the short hair. Yeah.
It was definitely even more pixie for a while.
Yeah.
I'm like starting to kind of grow it out. so slowly.
Mhm.
Because every time it starts to look awkward, I'm like, cut it all off.
Yeah.
But I honestly, since high school, I had been cutting my hair shorter and shorter, like shoulder length bob, getting shorter and shorter up to the chin. I kept it like that for a bit. Then I got bangs and I was like, this is fun. And then I was like, whatever, we already made it here. Like, just chop off all my hair. I think it was like pandemic too. So I was like, if I hate it, I probably won't have to see anybody.
Yeah.
And my hairstyle was like, okay, we'll go for it. And then I kept it that way for a long time. And I moved here. I haven't had a professional haircut since living in Chicago.
You just had James, right? Isn't
Yeah.
he here? Yeah.
Yeah. So I like trained him how to cut my hair.
Yeah.
But now he only knows how to do that one haircut. So even when I try to like get him to leave it a little bit long, he's always like, whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks so good on you. Like, it literally
you.
looks like, I'm like, if you can rock a pixie haircut, I feel like it's like, you should totally do it.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
And it's been the easiest hair I've ever had. Like, it's so low maintenance. I mean, I wake up looking insane. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
it like sticks straight up.
Mm-hmm.
But I just have to like get it a little wet and mold it.
So you do get your hair wet.
I get it wet.
Yeah.
But not in the shower.
Oh, okay.
Just like with a brush.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam is very, I don't know if
I'm trying to train my friends.
if everybody knows, but she's very adamant about not washing your hair with water every day.
You got to get dry shampoo.
But my hair will just like, it literally is like, will stick just straight up. Looks like I just like arrived via like a wind tunnel to like wherever I came. So I was like, the only way I know how to do it is just like get it wet real quick.
You can definitely introduce water, but you shouldn't be like under the faucet.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fully in there. I'm under that, like singing and dancing. I'm just like, woo! I blow my like, I don't know. Do you listen to music in the shower? Like in the
almost
morning?
Always, yeah.
Yeah. No, I fully have like my little like JBL Jibble speaker thing, and I have it like pretty close to. I try to not put it on like the actual like outside wall of the apartment, like I mean the one that I like share with my neighbor, but I'm definitely like
considerate,
blasting shit at like fucking like whatever 8 a.m. because I wake up late. And I'm just like blasting it and I'm like, woo, yeah, and like in the shower like fucking like trying to like clean my butt, and then takes a minute.
No, totally.
Yeah, and then yeah, I'm like, my neighbors probably fucking hate me.
My ideal time to shower is honestly, well, of course, I also work from home, is like the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Like, I like to shower on my lunch break.
Oh, that is nice. I feel like it splits up your day so nice. It's like those pre-shower, post-shower. Yeah. And
then I can kind of like, wash away all of the concerns of the morning. Yeah. I also feel like I'm like you, I get up late. I never leave myself enough time to actually take a shower in the morning.
Oh, there's so many people. I think it was like Emily. I can never say her last name.
Bookburger.
The really like gorgeous one that like is like so talented. She like, I was talking to her one time and she was like, oh yeah, like I'll like wake up and like she'll like read or like do something like.
No, she was like, I go for a walk.
Yeah.
I make an entire sweater.
I'm like, that
I eat a bowl of oatmeal.
Is so crazy. I'm like, I'll wake up like 5 minutes before I need to like be online, and then I'll like sit on my phone for that 5 minutes, and then I'll sit on my phone for probably 2 extra minutes, and then be like, oh my god,
I'm late. Oh my god.
Just kidding, I don't do that. I've never done that.
Allegedly.
Yeah, totally. But I'm like walking over my table, and I'm like, But with this new job that I have, like, but maybe it was actually never okay. But with my old job, like it was like they tolerated me being in a tank top.
Totally.
Like when I was just like internal calls. I'm currently wearing a tank top now, but like I always overheat all the time. But like at this new job, they were always like, I was in a tank top once, and they were like, I mean, they didn't like. They didn't like
see your shoulders.
Yeah, they didn't really say anything to me, but then like they made it very apparent that they like ridiculed people that wore like t-shirts and stuff.
Okay, totally.
And then so I was like, damn, okay, well then the tank top is like significantly worse than that. So I like put 2 and 2 together. But yeah, I was like, oh god, I'm like, I gotta be on. I
feel like I've gotten so lazy about that, and like as long as I don't have a client call, like literally I'm in a sweatshirt. Sometimes I'm in my pajamas, like truly.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like, whatever. I see you fuckers every day. It doesn't matter.
But it's so nice just to be like, I don't know. I don't really get to work from home ever, and like, I feel like I made a comment one time about like, I was like, oh yeah, like, because we were all staying home for like the DNC or something because it was like right next to our office, and
yeah, that was a crazy time. I remember that.
It was wild, but it was really fun. to like everyone freaked out and like no one came into our office and everyone they're like, oh, we get to work from home, and I was like, oh yeah, I get to like relax and like work from home, and they were like, well, we actually work really hard when we work from home. I'm like, okay, yeah, duh, but like that's not what I meant. Like,
pause on the relaxing.
No, I know. I was like, okay, like I get to like I don't have to like shower and like look really pretty, you know, like look whatever. Like
I can maybe wear my tank top.
Yeah, no, totally. Like I'm like that's relaxing, or like I get to like make lunch whenever I want, or like go on a walk, and then it was great. I remember I went on a walk during a summer day. That's like at my house, and I was like, I live by 3 beaches. No, I did not know that. And I'm like the fuck? Like I'm like, this is beautiful over here. And I was like, gorgeous. There was like all these like butterflies everywhere, and I was like, is this what it's like to work from home? I was like, this is so nice.
Surrounded by butterflies.
Yeah, no, literally. And then but
I will say I definitely don't take advantage of it as much as I should.
Oh,
it's so easy. There will be times where I'm like, oh my God, it's been 3 days and I actually haven't gone outside.
Yeah. No, that's like how I was too. Like it was such a struggle over COVID. I hated COVID.
No, totally.
So all I wanted to do was go out. I went sober for the longest I've ever been sober since I turned 21. Yes. I'm like,
since I was of legal drinking age.
Legal drinking age, yes. No, but I think I didn't drink for like 2.5 months.
That is crazy.
Because I was like, I need to be around people like shaking my ass.
Totally.
Like I don't like being drunk. I didn't like my roommate and I were like trying to play. Oh yeah, you know Megan and Delaney. We used to live together, and then we were trying to make like fun games. We were playing like large checkers.
Totally.
With like shot glasses and stuff. And I remember just being like, this is so sad. And I'm like drunk and just like in my bed. Like, I'm like,
no,
this
absolutely.
blows.
I was doing the really sad thing where you like take shots with your friends on like FaceTime.
Yeah.
Or like house party
and
when that was a thing.
You like close your computer and then you're like, well, now I'm just alone and drunk.
No, literally. Like all my lights are on and I'm in my apartment.
Yeah. Meanwhile, now I get home and I'm alone and drunk and I'm like, wee, this is so fun. I'm the best life. Yeah. But no, I don't drink like by myself ever. But
yeah, same.
But it is fun to like come home and I'm like, whoop, I smacked over the trash can with the door. Like, oopsie. Like time to go and like play like Caged Elephant in the bathroom and like practice like making music videos. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I spent 50 minutes doing that. I don't have time to brush my teeth. Gotta go home. Gotta go to bed. Bye.
Immediately need to be asleep.
Yeah, I gotta go.
But we literally need to get our beauty rest.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't have time for this. I know it's right in front of me, but like I can't do that.
No, I can definitely work myself through that same kind of logic. Yeah, it's easy.
But you always wash your face.
I do, which is something that I started like. That honestly might have been the pandemic too, or maybe even just like a little bit before. I used to literally fall asleep with my makeup on every single night. And like, I don't know what like in college, I wore makeup every day, even to class. What the fuck was the point of that? I don't know.
Hey, it makes you feel good about yourself, right?
It does.
Yeah, especially if you're like trying to like learn or work. It's like, okay, like I feel good.
Yeah.
I'm retaining
that's
things.
True. Yeah. That is true. And like I just feel like I was constantly like cake face, smearing it all over my pillow, like no, and I was breaking out constantly. Then I would wake up and like peel my eyes open, like crusty mascara everywhere.
Yeah, pull it all off.
It was insane. Yeah. And then I would wash my face in the morning and it would be like so fucking gross. And I was like, I just want to start washing my face and see if I can stick to it. And I like held myself accountable. That was like my New Year's resolution. And I was like, you have to wash your face every single time you get home, no matter what. Mm-hmm. And now I like look forward to it. Like I will literally be drunk as fuck after a night out, like standing over my sink, swaying back and forth, like wee, like washing my face. And it's the best. And then I feel like I just wake up feeling so much better in the morning. Like truly.
Yeah. Because your skin just feels like good. Also, does that door always stay open?
For the most part, yes.
Oh, do the cats like walk in and out?
Yeah, but we close the door on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Because like everything up here is ours.
Oh, cool.
So the only other thing up here is
I was
like
do they just like go to your neighbor's house and they're like, help us?
What if they could?
Yeah, they're like, we're actually just here to throw up. And then I'll walk upstairs.
I mean, that basically is kind of their whole thing.
Yeah, that's kind of like me when I go out with my friends.
Yeah, just here to throw up.
That was me when I went to James's house. Like I arrived.
Oh my God, hilarious.
Yeah, I remember like there was a good life hack for all of you that are listening. One of my favorite moments of that was I was actually just talking about it with some of my friends that I was with this weekend because they were saying something about like Tylenol is bad when you're drinking, but like ibuprofen is better because like one of them's digested by your liver, one of them's digested by your kidneys or something. And I was like, oh yeah, I love like. I think it was like ibuprofen or like something like Advil PM,
which is ibuprofen. Yeah.
Yes, and then I was like, yeah, I remember like this one night I was like at my friend's house and I was like really drunk. Like I fell asleep in the bathroom at the house. Not, I didn't embarrass myself at all that night. I definitely didn't fall asleep standing up at a club.
At a bar, totally.
Yeah, oops.
Not a chance.
Yeah, no, that never happened. Stop lying. But I remember like you were so like I thought you were so like elegant the way because I just remember like coming to and you were like you were like this like beautiful little like gazelle like putting this like pill in a topper stick and being like eat this and feeding it to me like a little dog and then I remember I woke up the next morning and I was like, oh yay, nothing's great in the world. I didn't learn any lessons. Like this is perfect. Like I did not improve my life in any way. Like I haven't learned. Like I was like, that's it. Like yay, woo. And then I was like, what's up, everybody? And everyone was like, we're hungover. And I'm like, oh darn. Like, do you want to hang out? I felt so good.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was, and you saved my ass.
I'm so happy that I could fulfill that role. I used to actually swear by Tylenol PM, and it was James's sister-in-law, Eileen, was like, oh, you should not drink and take Tylenol. Like, we did a toxicity report, and it's like the most toxic
Oh
thing.
God, yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, totally.
Yeah.
And I was like, but that shit really works. And she was like, Advil PM. And I was like, amazing.
Okay, I am a health guru.
Yeah.
Now.
My life is forever changed. I am the queen of wellness.
Yeah, like, follow me for more liver detoxing.
Yeah, I have all of the hacks, life hacks.
Yeah, woo. I feel like I just turned 28, but I feel like my liver is definitely at least 40.
No, totally.
Yeah,
same.
It's probably pretty bad.
Well, I feel like also just the drinking culture in Wisconsin, specifically at UW, is like so insane. Like,
oh yeah.
I feel like I never feel like more of an alcoholic than when I meet somebody else, and I'm like, but like all these stories,
Yeah.
and they're kind of like, oh no,
Yeah.
we didn't do that.
Oh my God, it's just like a cultural thing. Like my parents, like, oh God, my foot fell asleep. Oops. But like oh wow, it's like fully. Oopsies.
You're gonna be an amputee after the podcast.
Oh well, paraplegic at best. Just kidding. I should say that. Oopsies.
Oh my God.
That's tough. No, but I feel like it's like just the culture. At least like my parents, like, so my mom grew up in Madison. My dad moved to Madison when he was in high school, and and they met in college, and they just like they would like reminisce stories, and then they would just like, I don't know, it was just like being drunk was like the pinnacle of all humor.
No, totally.
Like they would be like, oh yeah, remember that one time that like you guys were like wasted and then like you rolled bowling balls down University Avenue like while you were driving. And then I'd be like, what? And they're like, oh yeah, and this one time like my dad cracked the historical society, like the one of the buildings, with a bowling ball. And there's also this other time that he came home and his roommate was shooting their deer wallpaper with a BB gun while he was like drinking. And he was just like, they had some cat named Weird Harold, and I think he would like, they were like, oh yeah, the cat actually weird, but I think it's because they didn't feed it water, they only had like beer.
Totally.
And like all these like insane stories. Like one time they brought the cat to the bar and they like put the cat on the bar, and then they were like, yeah, the bartender was like so mad, and they were like, why? And the bartender was like, that cat got an ID. Like something fucking stupid. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what are all these stories? And it was like all for them just being like so wasted, and they were like, yeah, it's like,
oh, that's actually the funniest thing.
it's the best. Yeah. But
no, and I kind of agree. Like, I feel like all my favorite stories are like, oh yeah, I was actually just trash, and then the most hilarious thing happened.
yeah, well, I just think like, I mean, obviously there's like a stigma about like being drunk, and a lot of people can't handle it. But
Yeah.
none of those people are in this room, baby.
So fucking
Baby.
true.
I mean, look at us. We're amazing.
Livers of steel.
Woo! No, but like, I mean, a lot of people can't handle it, and I, don't envy them.
No, right.
But like, I just think that like being drunk is just so funny.
Yeah, same. I think it's awesome.
Like, imagine like an alien is just like watching us, and it's just like, okay, so this person just like got like dolled up so they could like drink this like dark liquid that makes them like hate their friends.
Yeah.
And then like run around.
No, literally.
And then like go and like spend like $40 and then like eat a pancake and then like try to like have sex with like someone that's really ugly. Like, and like that is just so funny. And they were just like, and then they wake up and they're like, ugh, I would never do that ever again. And they're like, well, actually, unless
How
something
about
else
just
is,
a couple hours?
yeah, something else is going on later today. Then
Yeah, literally.
yeah, but just like, it's just so funny. Like, and also just like going to Madison, like I met so many people that would like, it's like the people that were there were so smart and you could tell that they just like kind of needed like a release from their own mind.
Totally.
Sometimes.
Yes.
But they would do it in like the weirdest ways.
Yeah.
Where like they would like, I saw someone like crush up something and then like put it on his weed and like smoke it. It wasn't like
right, like you don't have to be scary. You can actually just have a beer.
And by like something, I don't mean like a drug. I mean like it was something that he found.
Right.
And he was like, let's
totally.
smoke this. And it was just like, see what it does to us.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah. But it was just like,
We could just do a snorkel.
yeah, like, yay. Yeah, they're only like $2. But I don't know. I just like, it's so funny. It's like, that's just like that some people are like, yeah, I just need to go get really like fucked up and like ruin my life. And it's just like funny.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to kind of like ground me, bring me back to reality, whatever.
Or in our case, get fucked up and be like really swag.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do is get fucked up and be really swag.
Really swag. Like I really just like swag it out every time. Yeah, my eyes are like rolling in the back of my head and my coat's covered in cheese.
And you're asleep all
as
the
well
way.
as my laptop as well. But yeah. Oh yeah, and I'm asleep.
I do find that to just be so impressive. I love that you can sleep standing up.
I'm so concerned about that. But yeah, no, I'm definitely a big drunk sleeper. I think I've seen a lot of different types of drunks.
Totally.
And I would say that I am very fortunate that I am a drunk sleeper instead of like a drunk horny person or like a drunk like
or like
thief.
mean.
Yeah, or like overly. I mean, maybe I'm mean. I have no idea. But
I think I used to be a drunk crier, big time.
yeah,
and
that's
I kind of got
cute,
over that. And then I started being super mean, which
Did
was
it change
cool.
that, like types of alcohol that you drink or something? Or
I don't even know. I feel like it was vibes. Like I honestly feel like it was like I was a crier when I was on the pill, when I was on birth control.
Mm-hmm.
That like made me crazy. And then I got my IUD, and then I was just a fucking bitch to everybody. Which was awesome. And I still have my ID, so maybe I'm still, or my IUD, so maybe I'm still mean.
I don't think you're a bitch.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, I think I'm a big fan. Actually, I really love it.
I feel like I got over that mostly. There are only like a few occasions where that still comes out.
I feel like it's probably warranted usually.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for like if you and James fight because I know that's like.
Usually I direct it at him, I think.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you're being a bitch. I'm like,
yeah, whatever.
Totally.
But good for you. I'm glad that like I don't think that we have. I mean, of course.
No, right.
Knock on wood, but I don't think that we have any really like problematic friends.
I agree.
Because I don't know like growing up, but like I know like for me, I've definitely had a few where people just like decided to just deal with it.
Yeah.
Instead of like go and like try to help. I mean, they like try to help them, but like
totally.
It's just like it just makes it real sad.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like helping people, but it's just like, man, this is so
right.
much nicer that I just don't have to like. All I have to worry about is just like whether or not I like fall asleep in my Uber and my Uber driver is like, wake up, bitch.
Get
and
out.
I'm like, oh, so sorry. Love you.
No, totally. I also used to have a couple of friends who were like classically like they would run off on their own.
Oh.
That's a scary one. That's a scary thing that you could do.
Yeah, especially if they're like cute girls and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Like if you're like an ugly dude, you're like, okay, well maybe he'll like find us a snack.
No, totally.
Maybe he'll bring us back like a deer or like something we could eat.
I will say my friend Sophia, shout out if you're listening. She was a runaway girl and she would always Irish exit and like, you know, take off sprinting. But whenever she did that, I knew she would be at JD's, like the Polish sausage cart. So I could find her every time.
It's like, you're like, we were in San Francisco and all of a sudden she ran away and she's at JD's.
So that was awesome.
Yeah.
Because at least like if you're running away, like you have a set destination.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
Or you can kind of like, you know, intercept them. Maybe.
No, totally.
Yeah. I did have a friend one time, like, I don't really ever like I don't see her as much anymore because she was dating one of my other friends. But like she called me once and was just like, I'm so drunk. Like I'm at Oz Park. Like my phone's about to die. Like I don't know what's going on. It was like cold out.
Yeah, scary.
And then and I was also like drunk and I was like, I don't know what to do. So I literally just took the train to Oz Park and I just like ran around. I was like. Just like I won't say her name, but I was just like I was literally just like screaming her name over and over and over again, and I was there for probably like maybe 20 minutes. It was like cold as fuck, so I was like I'm fucking freezing, and I have to walk back to the train. Yeah, so then I was just like screaming her name, couldn't find her, and then I like called her in the morning, and I was like, "What's up?" And she was just like, "Oh yeah, oops, like my phone died," and I was like, "Do you not know what you did to me last
100%.
night?" I was so scared.
I'm going on a witch hunt for you.
Yeah, literally, like I'm all by myself, and I'm like, I mean. Like what? There's like rats at Oz Park. Like that's all that happens. But I was like kind of livid with her. I was
No,
like,
I understand.
I just wasted so much of my time where I could have been whatever, practicing my, music videos and not brushing my teeth at home. So
and spilling cheese on my laptop.
yeah, the fuck, girl. But whatever.
There was one time that I remember I lived in the embassy in Madison, and I came home after a night out, hammered, whatever, like ready to go to bed. And there was a man literally like face down in my entryway, like in my lobby. And I was like, oh my God. And he was like, there was like clearly vomit on him. And I was like, holy shit. And I like woke him up, and he was just really trash, but he was like, okay.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm trying to get to like Nicole's apartment or whatever. And I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I mean, I'll let you in. And I let him in, and I'm like, do you know where she lives? And he's like, yeah, like Nicole. And he's like, on his little Snapchat or whatever. And I'm like, I'll walk you to her place and like make sure you get inside / like if she doesn't want you there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You.
Yeah. And so we're like walking up and down pretty much every fucking floor of the embassy, and he's like, Nicole, and he's like on his phone.
Oh, he has no idea where she is?
No.
Oh God.
And then I was like, okay. I was like, well, you can't come to my house.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's just sit down. And I was like, I'm going to grab your phone, and I'm going to find somebody that you talked to recently, and I'm going to text them. And so I'm on his Snapchat, like messaging all of his friends, like, hey, come get me. I'm at the embassy. Like, I'm so drunk, whatever. And then we're just like sitting there chatting for a while. One of his friends like agreed to come. We're literally like on the floor in front of the elevator. It's just like chatting. Yeah. And I was like, whatever, I'm hammered too. Like, this is fine.
Yeah, who cares?
And then his friend was like on his way to come get him, and he's like, I'm here, dude, like come downstairs. And I was like, okay, like we'll be right down. And so we like get into the elevator. He's like literally on all fours, hands and knees, crawling into the elevator, sits down like in the elevator. We get out, and we like round the corner, and he's like crawling out, not knowing what is going on. No, we're inside, but we're like in the lobby area. And he like crawls around the corner, and he sees his friend, and I don't remember his friend's name, but he like referred to him as like Marty or like something. He's like, Marty. It was like this crazy reunion, and he was like, what is the matter with him, and who are you? And I was like, I'm the one who texted you, like he's fucked up, take him home.
Go. Yeah.
And it was so funny because I remember like 2 weeks later, I was working at the UW bookstore, and he came to like do a return, and he had no idea who I was.
Oh my God. Funny.
And I was like, this is so funny to be in this position because I know exactly who you are. It was just hilarious. I was like, this is amazing. This is the epitome of college. I love this.
It's so like
so good.
There's like something endearing about it.
Yes.
And it's like so vulnerable and like stupid.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. I can't get over how funny it is. It's just so cute.
So fucking funny.
Yeah.
Well, I could talk about drug stories with you literally all day, but
I know. I
feel
like everyone's going to be like, wow, you guys really just drink.
No, we're not beating the drunk allegations
yeah.
today.
Yeah, those body shots off of James did me real good.
No, right. Like, we're in a vulnerable place ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, let's start with your good.
My good. Okay, so it's been hard to, I should be narrowing it down to one.
Yes,
right?
please.
Yes, please. Okay.
Because otherwise you have to come back on.
Oh, okay. Well, so, good. I feel like I say this a lot, but I just love breakfast with your friends.
Completely.
Like, it's just the absolute best. And it's not even like in the morning. Like, it could be at any point.
So true.
Like at 4 a.m.
Completely.
Yeah. Or when I'm like ordering literally like with like, I look like I have broken wrists in that video that you have. Oh my God. That's so
That's
tough.
like my favorite video on my phone.
It's tough. But like, I'm not talking about brunch. I feel like brunch is like people like get dolled up for and they like prepare for. Breakfast is just like I feel like breakfast is like thrust upon you.
Totally.
You know, like you're not like going to the, I mean, well, I do, but like you don't go into the night being like, oh, I'm gonna get breakfast tonight, or like, oh, I'm gonna, get breakfast like early in the morning. It's just like only if the stars align. And then it's just like seeing all your friends again, kind of in like vulnerables, like just woke up state, and you're all just like reminiscing together. Like I remember for my birthday this year, I like forced everyone to get breakfast with me like on 2 shifts.
I fucking love that you did it twice in a row because, and that's a beautiful thing that you have that many friends. Like I think that's amazing, but I love how the restaurant was probably like, fuck you.
Yeah. And it was literally the same restaurant at the same at the same time. And I remember like going home the first time and I was like, okay, see you tomorrow. And then like when I walked in the second time, they looked up from their thing and they were like, ugh. And I was like, okay, can you have my iced tea prepared for me? Like, the spot, where I'll be.
Seriously.
Yeah, no, but I just fucking love like a good greasy diner. But No, just like seeing everybody, like I don't know, like the first night that we went out on Friday night, and I remember like I was just like staring one time, and I was just like looking at everybody, and I was just like, oh, this is so sweet. And then like everyone was like, yeah, Luke, you remember like making out with this person, and then like you did this, and then like this person did this, and then like this person broke that, and blah blah blah. And I was like, this is so fun. We're all reminiscing. And I was just like, I am now 28 years old, and I should really be doing this. I'm sure, whatever, blah blah blah. But I just love it. It's so near. Also, just like. I don't know, like when you're like on vacation and like you're all like staying in the same spot and you all wake up kind of like at same different times.
Slumber party vibes.
Oh yeah, and like you know you have those like kind of intimate moments of like you know you woke up early and like you get to talk to somebody and you're like kind of being quiet and like I don't know, just like those moments are just like so fun.
No, I completely agree. I think breakfast to me is like easily the most luxurious meal to eat out.
It's just like dessert.
That's such a treat. Yeah, it is literally dessert.
Well, the way I do it
it's syrup.
Is dessert. I literally I put like I just make a bowl of syrup and I just dump like little pieces of things into it. But
well, there's just something I completely agree. Like I love the energy of like, okay, we were just all together last night, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Let's hang out some more.
No, totally.
And then like getting like 3 to 4 beverages going. Mm-hmm. Amazing way to start the day.
Oh yeah, you have your water, you have your like tea, Diet Coke, whatever. Yeah. Maybe if like someone's being like saucy, they have like a Bloody Mary.
Totally.
And then just like some other third like
an orange juice.
Secret fourth thing.
Yeah.
That no one knows about, but
no, it's the best.
It's so good.
I love breakfast. Breakfast was always my favorite meal, like even growing up. Like my dad always knew like if I needed a little treat, it would be breakfast for dinner vibes.
Yeah. And
I feel like I've taken that with me into my later life. And I'm like, yeah, I just think there's nothing better than eating breakfast, especially out.
It's so fun. Oh my God.
So fun.
Yeah.
Like I will spend whatever.
Oh yeah.
I love that half the time you have to pay in cash. There's something amazing about that.
I mean, I understand it might be like beneficial for like a business to like do cash only, but I just fucking hate having to bring. I have Wells Fargo and they charge like, well, you know how there's like an ATM fee or whatever, it'll be like $4, $3, whatever. Wells Fargo will charge me also like whatever the ATM fee, they'll also charge me that.
No way.
So I'm like, whenever I'm getting money out, I'm like, I really don't want to like have to Venmo my friends.
This is actually $8.
Yeah, an extra $8 just to get fucking cash, like just to spend. Like imagine having to pay money to spend money.
No, right.
Like that sucks. So fuck you, Wells Fargo.
No, seriously.
Yeah, Chase Bank, please sponsor the pod. Thank you.
Yeah, honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a Chase Sapphire.
Woo! I have a Capital One Saver card. It rocks. Let us know if you need referrals.
Oh, I have Capital One. Maybe I should get the Saver. I think I have like the Venture.
It rocks. It's 4% back on any food or entertainment.
Which is famously what I love to spend my money on.
Bars, restaurants, whatever.
Totally.
And then you get like 10% back on anything Uber or Uber Eats. Which is huge. Okay. And then they also give you a discount on Uber sometimes. And then, and then the entertainment also includes concert tickets.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. And then so the
Chase Sapphire is honestly similar in some ways. Like I feel like it's mostly like travel, restaurants. I think we get Lyft instead of Uber.
Oh, really? Hell yeah. Well, Lyft actually pays their drivers significantly more.
Okay.
Of the proportion.
So I'm a better person than you.
Yes, you are. Yes. Yes, I listened to your podcast when you were talking about like how to be better, and you were like talking about your like composting thing, and like you got rid of your Amazon. I've been trying to follow. I just joined a credit union.
See, okay, that's next on my list.
Yeah, because I can send you the one that I did. It's a Chicago-based one, but I wanted a high yield savings account. Yeah. And I didn't want to do it through like a big corporation, whatever. So I want to do like a credit union, and there's this one.
Actually send that to me.
They have a pretty good one. Yeah, it's like 3.1%, like whatever interest, which is like not the biggest you can get. Like you can get like 4% if you go with like a big bank, but
yeah.
I mean,
but like, big banks are bad.
Yeah, they suck. But also like at 3.1, I'm like, okay, well, I'm just throwing that in there, and it's just gonna sit there.
Totally.
I mean, hopefully.
Right.
I'm talking about like $200 because I'm like, yay! I'm like so rich. But
I love to like add $2,000 to my savings and then immediately remove $2,000 from my savings.
Like, oh, well, I guess my rent's due. Oops. Like that was that.
Give it back.
Yeah, yay! No, but I've been trying like my best to like learn about like money this year.
Totally.
And like trying to like whatever like.
We're growing up.
Yeah, I mean, like transitioning into the bad. Do you share your good also?
No, just you, honey.
Am I talking over you?
No,
okay,
please.
Cool. But I mean, I feel like this is obvious bad, but like this isn't. I feel like this shouldn't be like my real bad, but because it's like okay, like duh. But it's like the bad's obviously today is.
No, it's bad. Yeah.
The day that
we're recording this on Inauguration Day.
Yeah. Woo. We are now in Trump's America, unfortunately.
I honestly, it hasn't like hit me yet.
Yeah.
He was saying awful things all day long.
Oh my God, do you see like the Elon Musk, like he did like that like little oh.
It's giving Hitler vibes.
Ooh, yeah, bad. But learning about money, at least like I won't say I'm like an expert on everything, but I'm like, I don't need to, have a degree in color theory to know that this is green and like that wall is like, light blue or something.
Totally.
I took an econ 101 class. I know that like how things kind of work. Like I am a white man.
Completely.
You
have the upper hand.
Yeah, like I'm like, no, definitely. I'm like, I know somewhat about money, and I was like learning about like all these different things because I was like, oh, Trump's gonna like totally crash the economy. Like it's gonna be like horrible. It's gonna like all like burn whatever. So I was like, what do I do?
No,
to, like,
honestly, that's
avoid
smart.
This? Yeah, because there's a lot of people that are like, oh, like you can like totally get rich when like everything's burning, and I'm like, that is such a white man thing to want to know about. But 100%. I was like curious. But it's like I don't know what they're exactly called. It's like index fund ETF. But if you invest in those, it's like they specialize in like certain. I'm assuming you know what it is. Maybe I don't know.
I
probably sound like I'm mansplaining now.
No, honestly, mansplain this to me. I don't know about it.
All I know is everyone listening, look up VOO and QQQ. QQQ is a technology one, and a VOO is like just like some of like the largest companies in the United States. But like it like invests in like a variety of them. So then it's like when those companies do well, because Trump's going to be helping a lot of those big companies, then you won't be losing your money when inflation goes up like crazy.
I see.
Yeah. So your money will be growing as inflation's growing again.
Okay.
Which I'm assuming is going to happen because I don't think that he's very good at
for sure
managing money or really anything.
He has a history of kind of tanking the economy. So I think we're going to go ahead and see that happen again.
Yeah.
I know I am scared about it. I feel like it's one of those things where I'm so desensitized from it because like his first term, I feel like I was constantly on my Instagram. I was reposting everything. I'm like, I participated in a bunch of the like voter calling center
I
things.
called one of my places because it was something on your story.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I just feel like I was so desensitized from it, and I was so like online during that time. It was honestly very bad for my mental health. And like, it's a privilege to be able to not be online or to be able to walk away from some of those things. But I'm like, during maybe Biden's administration, I probably took more of a back seat. I was like, I felt there was like a fake sort of cloak of safety because we had a Democrat in office again. And now I'm like, okay, I need to like gear the fuck back up.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, honestly, after like the fires and like, I don't know, the ceasefire and like all of the Gaza kind of all the propaganda against them and just all the things that have been happening on top of now this horrible transition into this presidency, like I'm like, I feel like, and honestly the TikTok ban, hopefully people will be like re-radicalized because
I think so.
I feel like it's gonna be one of those things where we have no choice but to participate in like protesting now.
I like to think that like, I mean, I think America has proven me wrong multiple times, so but I'm knocking on wood, but I like to think that people in America like want to be good.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like deep down, and maybe that's just like my like Sagittarius, like overly positive, whatever. And I feel like
you gotta hold on to the hope, though.
Yeah, no, and I think like because of TikTok and because of like everyone being chronically online, one, I'm very excited for like the new younger generation to grow up because I feel like they're very like well-rounded.
I agree.
And I mean some of them are, I'm sure are fucking stupid, but like, I mean, look what we were just talking about. We were being like, oh yeah, we're so hammered, whatever. So, but like, I feel like, like I feel like we're seeing like a new like fascist, like Nazi movement, whatever. But I'm kind of like, okay, but I feel like it's gonna come quick and then leave quick because like everything moves fast now because
so
it's,
much
like,
faster.
Everyone's aware. Like even like I remember like talking about or like watching like this like girl on YouTube talk about like the 20-year rule. I don't know if you're familiar with, but like with like fashion trends, but they're like, oh yeah, like everyone's trying to like, like grab onto like a certain trend that like the 20-year rule is now like the 5-year rule. Like
no,
it's just like
literally.
It's just everything
it's so fast.
like recycles so quickly now, and I'm like, I feel like that might be true with like social movements too.
That is true.
Or like I don't know. Hopefully that like it gets squashed quick.
I know.
Yeah, or maybe he just has a stroke or something.
No, like that would be awesome.
Yeah,
I think then of course we're left with JD Vance, and that dude's a fucking creep.
Oh
so
God, that guy is so hot.
But he's also giving like, I don't think he would know what to do if he had that much. I don't think that he could handle being president of the United States.
He just has such like a punchable face.
Completely.
Don't you want to just like?
Also, like, dude, it looks like you're wearing eyeliner. Like, let's just Let's be serious for a second.
He just wanted to feel good in class. He wanted to like, you know, be ready and just like
just like me. He's
feel
just one of the girls.
Yeah, no, he really is. Maybe he just is misunderstood. But yeah, that was one of my bads. But my actual real bad.
Yes.
Sorry if I'm really dragging this long, but I work in healthcare design. And I was thinking about this today because I was like literally just at the hospital. Not for any. I was just getting my blood drawn, doing a test. I also got an STI test just for fun.
Slay.
Yeah, woo! Just had to pee in a cup, and I got literally all over the back of my hand. I was like, how did I go over the back? Like, I just don't know, like, what I did. And I was just like, I really just, like, really fucked up.
No, totally.
That aim. But
I mean, I kind of hate when you have to, like, screw it back on, and I feel like, yeah, my hands are covered in pee, and then I have to, like, put it into that little sort of liminal space.
Like, yeah, the little, like, whatever. I used to know what it was called. The little, like, whatever pass-through thing.
Yeah.
But
scary.
I was thinking about it, and I was just like, healthcare for women, I feel like is so scary.
Oh, for sure.
And I think it's especially scary when, like, there are... And I'm minding to talk about like my mom, because like she like when I would ask her questions all the time about like, you know, like, oh, like what do like women have to do for this and whatever. And I feel like when women are like really like, oh yeah, like, you know, like whatever, it's not that bad, or like, oh, that doesn't hurt. I'm like, that's scary. Like, I'm like, totally. No, like, be for real. Like, my mom we were talking about pap smear.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Schmear.
A bagel. It's like, hey, I'm from New York, give me a pap smear. You know, like whatever. You know, whatever. But like she was just like, oh yeah, pass me, like it like tickles. And I'm like, it tickles? And I was like, I think, don't they like scrape your cervix?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like, ow, that fucking hurts. And then I'm designing I'm working for a healthcare company. We're doing their like standards. So I'm like laying out every type of space ever in like like as if it's like in a vacuum. So like I'm laying out like an exam room, a procedure room, like a mammography room, you know, whatever, all these different, like a pharmacy, like all these different things.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're using this document to like then tell like literally every architecture firm that they hire that like, they have to follow these standards. And I'm like laying out like where all the equipment is, everything, all the finishes, whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is like a big deal.
Totally.
Yeah. And I actually used this document at a previous firm. So I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. You know, now I'm adding onto it. But we're doing like a mammography mammogram space. Yeah. And then I was like looking at the machine and I was like, wait, how do they do it?
No, that shit's medieval, and they like squish
just,
your
like,
tit.
Squish your boob in there.
Yeah.
I'm like that's actually so unacceptable. I'm like, there's no, like, imagine like that's like telling a man like, hey, we're gonna put you on like a lazy Susan, spin you around, and like punch you in the ball. like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. Oh, yeah, like I'm at like every man would be like, that's obviously no. And then all like the women doctors are like, they're like, you're being kind of a huge bitch, you know? Like, we're gonna like overhand, like they're like, your spread eagle or spin you around, we're like overhand just smash it.
Overhand.
Yeah, but like that's like I feel like that's like what women like go through, like the whole.
Well, you know, it was definitely designed by a man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it's just like so bad, and oh god, it's scary. And then there was some other like term that I heard recently where it wasn't like a colonoscopy, but it was some other noscopy something. But it was like they literally like hole punch your whatever, and I was like,
oh,
that is just like, sorry, this is really gross, but it's just like that sucks.
No, totally.
Like that
it's impossible to be a woman.
Yeah, like I'm like literally like women advice 101. Like if you're going to the doctor, like literally just like leave your vagina at home.
Yeah,
like,
no,
like put it in the fridge. Yeah. You know, like wait for you to get
grab
back.
it later.
Yeah. Give it to a friend.
No,
like,
straight up.
Yeah, drop it off at like the daycare.
Yeah, have somebody sit it for like a half hour. No, that's so true though. I went and got my IUD replaced, and like I first of all, I have had it for like, that means I had it for 8 years. I like took the extra time and kept it for like as long as they would extend it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was initially, I think, supposed to be 5.
Got a new one.
Oh yeah, I was like, I need to do it before the Trump presidency.
Yeah, so they're gonna be like knocking on the door like, I need IUD in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna yank it out. And so I like went and got it replaced, and I went to like Women's Group Northwestern or something. Mm-hmm. I wanted the only other doctor I've been to here was like this is very bizarre place. And I remember getting in there and just like everything was like IKEA. They were playing Hannah Montana, and like I was just like, I don't think this is a place where I feel like I want to pull my pants down.
Yeah. It wasn't at Prentice Hospital, was it?
Mm-mm.
I think that's like one of the only like women hospitals and like women specific hospitals in like the country. Yeah, we have here. It's crazy.
You know, like that shit's nuts.
Yeah.
And I was like, I do kind of want to be in like a female centered space.
Yeah.
So I found Women's Group of Northwestern per a recommendation from a friend, and I ended up going, and I really do love my gynecologist. Like, she's amazing. Mm-hmm. But she was like very about her business. She just kind of got in there. She was like, hey, like, here we go. Did the whole thing. I like took a deep breath. She kind of swapped it in and yanked out the other one. And then
just like whoop whoop.
Yeah, like really went at it.
Ow.
And then she was like, okay, like, I'm gonna go. Like, there's juice on the table if you need some. And she was like, you can like
do you need a cigarette?
Literally. And she was like, you can like sit here for a little bit, just like take your time, whatever. And I like stood up and I was putting on my shoes and I started to feel lightheaded. So I was like, yeah, I'm taking the fucking juice. And I'm like still sitting there. And then the nurse like comes back into the room and she goes, oh, like, you're still here. And I was like, oh, fuck, like, I'll go. I grabbed the juice. How long were you
in there for?
Maybe like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And then I grabbed the juice and I was like, okay, I'm going to leave. And I like go to the front and I'm checking out and she's like trying to make me my checkup appointment. And all of a sudden, like, James had come with me, thank God, because otherwise I would have had to get on like an hour ride bus home. And I'm like up at the, and I could feel my face just like completely go white and I like couldn't see her anymore. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I don't think I can schedule my appointment right now. I think I need to sit down. I feel like I'm in a faint.
Oh my God. And
James was like, yeah, all the color went out of your face completely. And then I like sat there and I'm drinking my juice and like my lady kind of came out and she was like, are you okay? And I was like, no.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I like whenever I go to like I get my like prep out of the closet in like North Halstead, and I don't know what it is about that place in particular, and it's a great place, but maybe I'm like allergic to something there. But I always like I used to like get like, I think it was because like it was so close to my apartment and like I wouldn't like eat all day. I'd be like work from home or something.
Sure, totally.
And I would like go in the morning or something. But like there was one time that like I like got really lightheaded when they were like drawing my blood, and then so every single time I go there, they're like, oh, the fainter's here, and then they're like, oh, you want to sit in this chair, fainter? And I'm like, oh my God. But like literally when I went, it was like so dramatic because I sat in the chair and I was just like, oh, I don't feel really well. And then like they were like, oh, like here, we'll grab you some food. And they like got one of the other like nurses, and everyone that works there is like queer, gay, like whatever. And like you can tell that they're all like probably getting paid like not a lot because they're just like all like, ugh, whatever. And like one of like the head nurse walks in and like he just has like this big long ponytail. He's just like looking me up and down. And he's just like, yeah, you look really gaunt. And I was like trying so hard to like not pass out. And I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, totally.
So bad. I was like, oh God, fuck this. But that sucks. I mean, I don't know if it's TMI, but were you like bleeding a lot? Like that sounds like really invasive. I
definitely bled a bunch like when I got home. I don't know if I was at the time.
Like, is that why? Because was it like blood leaving or was it just like pain?
I think it was more so pain.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I feel like the pain of it is so like internal, like it's the most inside thing that have probably had pain done upon me. Like, yeah. I'm like, I don't even know how this hurts, but it's like, I can't even get to it.
I like could not imagine.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, having a dick rocks. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I like really dropped food on it. I'm like, oh, that felt good.
No, totally. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, oops.
No, it's crazy.
Well, that's my bad. And I guess my ugly is well, how do I say this? So I get a lot of flack from being a picky eater.
Yes.
Yes.
Which like I wouldn't peg you as a picky eater.
Oh yes, I'm a very picky eater. And like when I say that, I mean like there are things that I like and there are things that I don't like, and I really just don't like the things that I don't like.
Totally.
And I mean there's a good amount of things that I don't like. It's not like I'm only eating like buttered noodles and like chicken tenders, which is like yeah, totally fine if you do that. But I don't know, I've been seeing a lot of like flack over like people being like, oh, like grow up or like whatever, like especially from like our friends. And like I'm like, and I want to say this, and if you're our friend and you're listening to this is for you.
Yeah, open your ears.
Yeah. I think it's just like so like you just sound dumb when like you're like making fun of people for like being a picky eater. And like I don't know, like when people are just like I was talking to this guy in Hinge one time and he was just like, oh, are you 8 or are you 28? And I was like, I'm 28. Like I've like figured out what I like, what I don't like.
No, totally.
Yeah, like I just do things that I like. Like I'm not like going on my way to do things that I fucking hate. So
yeah, it's called treating yourself with respect.
Yeah, exactly. And then so like, and like speaking to our friends, like I get a lot of flack from them, and I'm like, okay, excuse me, I don't tell you to grow up or like to, you know, like whatever. When I see all of you like fight over like a vape that just fell on the ground.
So
like
true.
you're like rabid dogs. Yeah, like I know I see you all like blowing, and this is not about you, but I see them like blowing like the little hair like dust off of the vape, and they're all like fighting over, and I'm like thinking like to myself, I'm like, yeah, I need to grow up. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
it's like maybe
makes total sense.
maybe
Try looking in the mirror.
Yeah, maybe you should be more picky. You know. Yeah.
No, it is one of those things where I grew up a super picky eater when I was younger. And I do feel like there is this level of like, when you're an adult, you're supposed to just suffer through.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why did we invent that?
Yeah.
Why can't we just have the things that we like?
And like, I heard that your taste buds change every like few years or whatever. So like, allegedly that makes you like other food or something. I don't know, like whatever. But I'm just like, just don't do things that you don't like.
No, right.
Right? Does that make sense? Yeah, don't.
Life is short.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I hate drinking at dinner, like, so much. Like, today, even when we had, like, that wine, I was like, I feel fucking disgusting. Like, it just is so gross.
No,
but
that's real.
It tasted really good, but, like, just, like, I don't know. I remember, like, someone was just like, oh, like, this Negroni pairs really good with this pasta. I'm like, this Negroni tastes like ass.
You're a filthy liar.
Yeah, like, this drink sucks. I'm like, literally anything would pair with this pasta. This pasta is fucking dope. This Negroni tastes like literally, like, you took the bar rag and squeezed it into it. And, like, I love the taste of Negronis. Like, I drink
just
them.
not with your food.
Yeah, but I'm like, why would I want to ruin this, like, beautiful, like, amazing dish that you made with, like, this horrible fucking, like, rancid cup of whatever.
Well, I do feel like it's one of those things too where at the end of the day, let's not pretend that alcohol ever tastes good.
Oh yeah,
No
or
point.
like when people are like, wine is heart healthy. I'm like, I don't know like what fucking self-help magazine that you read that out, but like it's alcohol, bitch.
Yeah.
Like that, it's only bad for you.
No, totally.
I mean, it's not. Sure, there's like other alcohols that's better than other alcohols, whatever. But like, I'm like, let's just like be
in the
honest with
grand
ourselves.
scheme of things, this is poison.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
And I think like sometimes people just need to take time to like be like, hey, do I actually like what I'm doing? You
No,
know?
totally.
Yeah, and then
we
like,
should be asking ourselves that way more.
yeah, and I think our friends are really good at being like, I'm tired. I don't want this. Bye. Like going home. And I'm like, hell yeah. But also I'm like, no, but then you want to get breakfast? So that's hard.
know, it does make people so much harder to peer pressure.
Yeah, when they're like running away.
Completely.
Yeah, like talking to Annie when she's tired, like she's just like, I'm gonna go home, and
I'm
be like,
out of here.
I'm like, wait, what if we just? And she's like, love you.
I don't think so.
See you tomorrow. Nice try. Oh, and I love that about her.
What are some things that you're picky about?
So I don't like a lot of meat.
Okay.
Minus
Actually, I
pepperoni.
knew that about you.
Minus pepperoni.
Totally.
I was throwing
Pepperoni
that
is
pepper.
safe.
I was overhand throwing that pepperoni on there. I love, or I don't like beans.
Okay.
I like edamame beans.
Yeah.
I've been trying to eat more
Well,
beans.
isn't edamame peas?
Oh, is it? Probably.
I think it's peas.
Oh, okay. Well, hell yeah. Well, then fuck yeah, peas. I do love peas, but I remember, oh my God, so fucking cute. I opened a can of, oh, hi.
It's his podcast too.
Yeah. Hello. I opened a can of like not garbanzo beans, pinto beans
Okay.
the other day because I was trying to put them on like a quesadilla to see if I could like sneak them in. And I almost like fucking threw up. And it wasn't even that I almost threw up then. I almost threw up like the next day when I was just thinking about it as I was waking up. And I was like, oh God, remember that smell yesterday? I was like, oh. And I like almost like threw up in my mouth. It was horrible. And I hate those. And there's some other like food that I'm just like, do people really eat that? Like veal, where it's like baby cow they like clip their legs and like whatever. I'm like,
you're
that's
sick in the head.
Yeah, I'm like, that's immoral and gross and also like super Italian. So I'm like, yay, our people. They're always disappointing me. But it's great. I'm like, I do love that the bar is so low for us.
No, right.
Italians.
As long as you're not attacking a baby cow.
Yeah. No, there's like, I'll like always like bring up that I'm Italian like all the time.
Well, I love what does your shirt say?
Oh yeah, like wait, what is it? It's like, oh no, not the gay and stupid one. Oh yeah, like not only am I perfect but I'm also Italian. Yeah. No, I love bringing it up, but then also I'm like, but then like it'll be like Indigenous Peoples Day, and you'll see like a Christopher Columbus Day parade, and you'll be like, ooh. Just kidding. I'm actually like British or like whatever, which is like not better. But yeah,
another colonizer, totally.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I just love that. Like my dad's last name is obviously Stanbrook, which is like so. I think it's very like just English and boring. My mom's last name is like Castagna, and I'm like, oh, that's so much more fun. Yeah, it means chestnut. I was telling you the story of how my family owned Mondays.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah, and
that's some good Luke lore.
Yeah, no, really. Yeah, they owned Mondays. They had a restaurant called Chesties, and it was a topless restaurant.
That is fucking hilarious.
Their servers would walk around just, tits out.
I love that.
Yeah.
We need more of that.
Yeah, and my grandpa was just like, I need to come to Madison, Wisconsin.
I need titties.
I need to work with my cousins at this topless restaurant.
I need women serving food.
Yeah.
Without shirts.
And then I need it to close, and then some old white guy with white hair to serve us suckers and pure alcohol in cups. Yeah. And maybe some popcorn.
Yay!
Yeah. Oh, that place was great.
No, literally.
Oh, Mondays.
Mondays is crazy. Like, I feel like truly it's like, okay, here's like a splash of Sprite in your completely full alcoholic beverage.
Yeah. No, and they're like, well, if you need a chaser, there's a sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Swallow some dry ass popcorn and get on with your day.
Yeah. And then also here's an $8 bottle of champagne.
Yeah, literally.
Was it like Andre or something?
Yes.
Oh my God. And you just walked around and it just like fizz up your mouth.
Yeah. And like just completely like, we don't need cups. We're just like passing the bottle around.
And it was just like, there's something that's like slightly classy about it because they only give you like glass cups.
Right.
Like they don't ever give you like plastic.
Like the odds of me breaking this are incredibly high.
Oh my God. My friend Kelsey, she would like scream at the bartender and be like, stop giving me glass cups. I'm going to break them. And he would just hate her when like laugh. And she would just take it and just drop it on the ground and crash it. And she's like, give me a fucking plastic cup. And he'd be like, no.
Totally. That was me too. After a while, James would like come over and like literally put my pinky under the glass. And it would stay there for like 5 minutes. And I'd be like, whoops. Bye. Opa.
Yeah, oopsies. What are you going to do?
No, literally.
I mean, that's on them.
Completely.
It's their fault.
Like if you want to spend money on cups constantly, that's your business.
I mean, I wonder like actually like how much money they did make.
Yeah, totally.
Because like, I mean, I looked at my credit card bill. I think I spent $10 there, which is like a good amount.
That is.
Yeah.
That's like 4 drinks.
Yeah. It's like no wonder I woke up with Qdoba case all over my coat.
I love that for you.
It was tough. But,
okay, well, my last question for you, I think you know what it is.
Okay.
Is your hater mode activated today?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like I try to be optimistic.
Totally.
I like being optimistic, which is why I was like, oh, maybe I'm not cut out for this show. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've been like all day I was trying to think of like my good, bad, ugly. So I was just thinking of the things that piss me off.
No, totally.
And then I'd be like in my car and I was just like, oh yeah, remember when blah, 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 blah. And I was just like reciting things in my head that like piss me off. And yeah, so I think I'm being a little bit of a hater today.
I love it.
I mean, I think it's warranted.
Sort of given the day.
Yeah.
Given this moment in history.
We're now in a new America that I think deserves a little hate.
Maybe a bunch.
Yeah, quite a lot of it. Yeah,
like a whole bunch.
Yeah. Fuck you, Donald Trump.
Straight up.
Eat shit.
No, literally.
Yeah.
And he's ruining all my favorite platforms.
Oh my God, yeah. I think as long as like I looked it up today because I was thinking about like everything that like about everything getting bought by like billionaires or whatever, and I was like, as long as Trader Joe's doesn't get bought, then
we're in a safe space.
Then we're good. But it's owned by some like German company, like
okay.
Aldi.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, but Germans are like moral.
No, like they've been through this.
Yeah, and like they learned from it.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Then like I'm like we're good with Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's some new social media that like it's not Red Sky, Blue something.
Oh, Red Note. Well, then there's Blue Sky. Red Note, Blue Sky.
Oh, okay. Is it Blue Sky? Isn't that like the new liberal app?
It's like liberal Twitter.
Wait, swag.
Yeah.
I need to get on there.
I'm on there. I'm trying to curate my vibe on there. Yeah. I have like literally no followers yet, but so far I'm having fun. I'm trying to get my feed into the same place. I used to love Twitter. Twitter was like my favorite website.
I love Twitter.
Amazing. And mine was so funny, and it was a place that I went to for joy. We come to this place for magic.
Yeah. No, I honestly feel like, and this is another pick me thing that I'm about to say, but like my Twitter feed, it's definitely like changed a little bit since like whatever, but it's really still like pretty normal. And
so is mine.
Yeah, and like I still really enjoy Twitter. I mean, like I see like some kind of like every now and then there's like PragerU being like, we love J.K. Rowling.
Totally.
And then I'm like, okay, cool. Like
red flag.
Yeah, move my finger up and be like, okay, now I'm trying to go to the next one. But I've feel very proud of myself where I've curated a Twitter that's void of Republicans and porn.
Yeah, kind of same.
There's like one porn account I think I follow.
I feel like they haven't really infiltrated my space.
Yeah.
But I don't use it as much anymore. Like I'm not an active user.
Yeah.
If I might look, but I don't touch.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And so that's why I'm kind of like and I could be misspeaking. So don't quote me on this, but I think that the Blue Sky is by the original Twitter guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully it will have like a similar algorithm and all of the good things.
I wonder how he feels
No,
about
same.
himself.
Like, why did you sell it to Elon
Yeah.
Musk?
Do you hate yourself? Do you feel ashamed?
Yeah, come
ever?
on the pod. Let's chat.
Yeah. We got some words for you. Yeah.
So we'll see. And I heard it's like open source or something, which is nerd speak, to my knowledge, for can't be fucked with by billionaires.
Oh, really?
Like, basically, it's not like a single owner vibe.
Yeah.
Swag. So hopefully that's good news.
Oh my god. Well, is your hater mode activated today?
My hater mode, yes. I feel like I tried my best, honestly, to like not be online a ton today, and then that did not work out, and I just kind of like doom scrolled for like most of the mid-afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, most of the things that I saw in there activated my hater mode. But I will say this is a really wonderful end to my day. So I'm feeling, it's all about community in these hard times. And this was honestly so pleasant.
Yeah.
So
I really, really enjoyed this.
Yay!
This is so fun. Can I come next week?
Fuck yeah.
Oh my god, hell yeah.
You want to be a returning guest?
Sure.
Fuck yes.
Yay!
Well, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast
Thank
and
you for letting
making
me
me
talk
dinner.
at you for so long. I feel like I've just talked only about myself.
It's my favorite thing that you could possibly do
thank
in my
you.
presence.
Thank you. And I love how that you changed it from my favorite thing that you do to you could possibly do, because I do it constantly.
No, literally.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I think we have that in common. So it's, it's sort of important to find that in somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And thank you guys for listening. We love you so much. And we'll be back again next week. Bye.
Bye.